Hello everyone, it's Kat and I'm back for an eyeshadow palette declutter. Now these always sound like they're a bit clickbaitish, you know, whatever. I did a really big makeup declutter last year. I might insert some footage. I posted on TikTok and I think I also reposted on YouTube, but I did a big one. Now I didn't bother filming that because that was just like, I wanted to get stuff out of my life. I didn't need it. It was gathering in boxes. I didn't need it. But when I was looking at my storage of eyeshadow palettes and thinking about realistically how much makeup I use on a daily basis, I actually use foundations, concealers, powders, blushes. I use lipsticks. I use things every single day. But the thing that I've pared back the most over the past few years, one is eyeliners. I don't wear eyeliner every day. And when I do wear eyeliner, it's often a lot more minimal. And then the second is eyeshadows. Now, I have a busy life. I'm a working mum. I've got all this stuff going on. This is my hobby. Some examples of eyeshadows that I reach for when I am just free to do what I want is something like these. These are all just single products that I use on their own. And most of the time I don't even bother using a primer with them. That's how much I don't care. So an example is this beautiful sparkly eyeshadow from GLAMINATRIX Cosmetics. This one's in the shade Fox. It's just this beautiful one and done. Very twinkly. I tend to blend it out quite a bit. It gives you this beautiful iridescence, a lot of like life into the eyes. KVD Beauty Dazzle Stick. This is in the shade Hail Surge. Again, sort of really shiny, sparkly effect and lasts pretty nicely. Urban Decay. This is Space Cowboy. It's that beautiful sort of all-in-one. It's got a bit of a color base to it, but then it's got this really gorgeous, intricate shimmer there. So that's it there. So it looks like you've got a matte and a shimmer. This is stunning. And then I've got a couple of these Hourglass Scattered Light eyeshadows. The shade Rays, more of a brown. This shade Reflect is a lot more light. But again, these just give you that really, a bit of a light to your eyes. So that one there, really gorgeous. And that's exactly what I reach for on a daily basis. So why should I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes when I don't use them? So come along with me today. I'm not going to explain every step of the way. I'm not going to tell you why I'm getting rid of everything. I'm going to be ruthless and I'm hoping to keep one drawer's worth of palettes or singles or quads or duos, whatever. I want them to all fit in one drawer, and if they don't, I'm getting rid of more. So that's what we're doing, a ruthless declutter. Okay, so what I have here, these are drawers from, these are IKEA drawers that I just keep random stuff in the corner of my study, and I've just loaded them up with palettes just from all the various places I've been keeping palettes. You might be thinking, that's actually not that many. I used to have a lot more, trust me, but I have been cleaning them out. So what I'm going to do is at the start, I'm just going to speed through this and get rid of a lot that I know I'm just not going to keep. And then I might be umming and ahhing a little bit more on some of them. So let's just start. So I am Natasha Denona. Again, I'm not going to show all of these or speak through them. I really like this palette. It's so old. I think it's about 8 or 9 years old, so it's off by now. It is gorgeous, but it's off by now. This is likely one to discuss. So this is Nabla, and these are like glitters. These are very fun, and they're very, these are something I'll keep just for like, I don't know, costume almost. It's, yeah, it's interesting. That's in a maybe pile, but I just thought I'd just show you that. Like, it's a very interesting texture. Look, I've hit pan on those. This was my favorite travel palette. I'm actually going to get rid of this. This is a little Tartelette to go palette. Not because I dislike this palette, simply because it is super old and I don't need it anymore. This is newer. It's the same size, smaller actually, so probably a better travel palette. And this one is very cute. I'm keeping that one. It's very cute. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous palette. So this is my Cleona palette. I do have a couple of lethal eyeshadows in here, but these are mainly beautiful, sparkly, sort of multi-chromes, and pry this out of my cold, dead hands. I am keeping this Kaleidos Quad for this one particular shade. I might actually depot it. This is not focusing. What is happening? Whatever, can't make it focus. This is the most beautiful sort of silvery twinkly shade. I don't know if you can see that, but it is so stunning. If you want that like wet, sparkly, hang on, let's turn the brightness down so you can see it. It is gorgeous. So that quad, I might depot that one and just keep that one because I don't need these, but that is one of the most glorious eyeshadows. It's a lot more full on than Urban Decay Space Cowboy. This is a lot more chunky, a lot more sparkly looking, but it is glorious. So that is definitely staying. Holiday NARS, you're gorgeous, you're staying for sure. This is a NARS duo. I'm actually panning some of these. This is such a basic eyeshadow. It's so easy to use though. These might go in my next panning pile. I don't know. That's a maybe. It's going in the maybe pile. All right, this is another indie sort of palette. Majority of these are Cleona. Some of these are quite, like the mattes are quite fragile, but they're really beautiful. So this is so pigmented. Look at that. Like it's nuts how pigmented that purple is. And then these ones, who are these from? JD Glow. RIP, or rebranding, JD Glow. These are multi-chromes, which I can probably put in that other big multi-chrome palette. Stunning. I'm keeping these. Look, I don't need them all. I can probably declutter some. And some are getting really sort of broken and fragile, but they're very pretty. They're very pretty and they just work so nicely. It's like even this one that's a bit broken, like that color is glorious. Like just minty goodness. Earlier this morning, I actually got rid of all my Inglot eyeshadows and I put in my depotted Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows. So this is when I depotted the majority of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes and I kept a bunch of shades I liked. I actually really like these shades in this formula on a daily basis. I'm actually going to try to pan this soon, whether I do it after I pan my duo or whether I do it next year, whatever it happens to be. I'm going to try to pan this one. Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude. Look, I have been reaching for this a little bit. I don't think it's worth the hype, but some of the shades are really nice and really easy to use on a daily basis, so it is an easy one to grab. But yeah, it's fresh, so I'll keep it, but I don't love it. This is my Build Your Own Makeup Forever one. This costs so much money to make and the pans are so huge. This is in the maybe pile because it's old and I don't need it, but it actually, like the mattes are particularly really nice. They're very, very sort of smooth, so they are quite nice, but the pans are so big. They're so big. And this one has hard pan. It's not a nice color. I sort of want to get rid of that one shade, but if I got rid of that one shade, I'd have a hole and it would annoy me. Does it mean I get rid of all of it? I don't know. That's quite a nice shade actually. Will I use this red? Probs not. So definitely maybe. I might even just keep this tin for some other, for example, I compress some of those Cleona ones, those round ones, into a smaller palette and get rid of some I don't need. I don't know. Here's a good example. This is the Sigma Ambience palette. I'd want to keep this for like, to use like 3 shades, but do I need to do that? No, I don't. Love these, love these, love these. Oh, this is one that I got in the Boxing Day sales only a couple months ago, so I'm obviously keeping it. It's the NARS Summer Unrated palette. I actually have been using this quite a lot. There's some really pretty shades in here, so I sort of reach for this shade, for example, just as a one and done. This shade is like a dupe for that Too Faced one that I panned. It's just a nicer version of it, so I'm obviously keeping this one. It's just a nice, really flattering sort of palette. Why do I want to keep this one so badly? What is going on here? Whoa. Whoa. gorge. If you're wondering what Pat McGrath palette this is, it's not. It's a custom one that I made by depotting all my other ones. I don't actually think I need this. There are some really pretty shades. I almost... Oh, I don't know. Naked Honey, Naked Honey. I'm going to pan Naked Honey, that's what I'm going to do. Ooh, GLAMINATRIX You Beauty. Some nice shades in here. That one is absolutely insane. That one is insane. Look at that. Move over Pat McGrath. That's Pat McGrath and that's GLAMINATRIX. What? I loved this shade. This shade was stunning, but do I keep it for one shade? It's very gritty as well, but that was it's such a good liner shade. Maybe I'll depot it. Just even that with that. Oh, so gorgeous. I want to pan this particular shade. Got a Kaleidos quad here, and I don't reach for it very often, but I'm thinking if I potentially take out this green shade, put it in a different palette, and then pop these into here, at least I'll have a really cool purple palette, maybe. And it's a different vibe because these are a little bit more sort of pinky toned, these are a little bit more blue toned, maybe. This is not the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced. I made this one and it's very bland and boring, but I think it's stunning and I do want to pan this one. So note to self. These are actually in a drawer of things that I think I have already tested and decluttered. So I don't know why I've been holding on to them, but all of these I've decided I'm not going to keep. So let's keep with that. I hated this palette. Bye-bye. Again, we have the situation where there's some beautiful shades that I just want to use like 2 shades of a palette. Again, this might be something, this has dried out a bit. These were sort of like a cream product. I might try these again. This could be something I pan. Those middle 2 shades are gorgeous from Nabla. Some of these are gorgeous too. I have so many sparkly eyeshadows. I don't, oh, that's a good, oh, maybe I depot some. All right, these are easy because I did a video about a while ago about like if I could only pick X amount of palettes, which ones would I keep? And these ones were all in here. So I am obviously going to keep all of these. This is my little MAC duo that I made, and it's just a good travel sort of duo, so I'm definitely going to keep that. This again is one that I made out of a couple of Viseart mini palettes, and the intention was to take this like in my makeup bag. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's going in my makeup bag. I forgot that I had it and it is stunning, so it's good to go over your collection. This NARS, this was a Year of the Tiger one, I think, so it's my year. These shades, they're not the nicest. They're not bad. They feel quite firm for NARS. I quite like that cool shade though. Don't really like that red shade. These are a couple of melt stacks. Whoops. This is sort of like collector makeup. I might actually put these on my bookshelf for now because I don't really know what to do with them. I don't want to use them, but I would gladly give them to someone if they wanted them, but I don't need it. This is a palette I haven't even used. This is the only Glam Light palette I own. It's a chocolate martini one and I haven't even opened it. So I should probably try this because it's a brown one, but I'll try that and then decide what to do. Stunning, stunning. Okay, so cool. Oh my gosh. It's really nice. Oh, I love these shades. These shades are so good. The packaging is not the best. That one. Whoa. That's a really pretty palette. That's such a pretty palette. Oops. Where's I? Some pretty stuff going on. Whoa, it's glitters. Pretty, pretty. Oh, that's nice. Green, stunning. Those. All right, let me show you what I've done. This is the drawer of palettes that I'm keeping. So I've got, majority of it is sort of just everyday stuff. I even have like that Inglot palette full of ABH shades that I want to use. I've got some NARS sort of more travel-y ones, smaller palettes. I did keep some fun palettes, like my neon one from Huda, because I do like the occasional fun thing. But overall I use more basic nude stuff. I did keep some colourful palettes, like for example this is the Violet Voss Vibes palette. I figured this would be fun for like dress ups and stuff, especially I've got kids, so I do want to keep some stuff for that kind of, I don't want to have to go, oh damn, I had so many orange eyeshadows and I threw them all out. So yeah, this is the drawer of palettes that I'm keeping. Honestly, on a daily basis, I'm more inclined to reach for like small palettes. I do actually keep some individual eyeshadows and some duos in my top drawer, but this is everything that I'm planning on keeping. Does fit into a drawer, hooray. It's not very clear, but it is what it is. These tubs I'm definitely getting rid of. So all these eyeshadows, some I'm throwing out, some I'm going to give away to people that I know, that if someone wants them, they can have them. But there is 47 eyeshadow palettes here. So 47 are definitely going, goodbye. This little tub is formulas that I want to play with before I declutter them. Chances are I'll declutter a lot of them, so these will be added to the tally. I don't like the Natasha Denona bronze palette, I know that for a fact, but I'm like, okay, can I get looks that I want to keep, or do I want to depot some shades? Do I want to mix it up with some of the palettes that I have from Natasha Denona, so I can sort of mix and match? So I want to have a bit of a play before I get rid of that, and also I want to try this one for the first time because I haven't tried it, and I haven't even cracked that open. How do you even crack that open? Do it on camera now. This old palette that was released like 3 years ago when I was moving house, and I got it and then I didn't get to use it. There we go. Momentous occasion, opening a new palette. It's actually a lot smaller. Why'd I keep that bulky packaging? My God. It's pretty. It's pretty. There we go. I'm not going to try that. Maybe give it to someone. I don't know, but there's some pretty shades in there. So again, a few to test out, which is fine. All right, not sure if you can see this properly, it's getting dark, but this pile is stuff that I want to depot and make my own palette. So similar to how I've got a Z palette here with Cleona stuff, but I mentioned I want to sort of play around with this and I potentially get that Makeup Forever magnetic palette, depot a few things, turn this into an all purple palette with a few other sort of Kaleidos shades. I want to go through the majority of my colourful GLAMINATRIX and the majority of my colourful Kaleidos ones and pick out shades that I really like, leave the shades that I think are kind of bland, like I don't need that brown, I just want to keep some pretty shades, and I'm going to make my own palettes out of these. So these aren't palettes that I'm decluttering as such, but I'm definitely going to condense them down to 2 or 3 sort of build my own palettes. So this clutter should go and just be in a sort of more streamlined sort of format. So in conclusion, I haven't counted how many palettes I'm keeping, but I'm definitely getting rid of 47. And if I decide after trying these ones out again that I want to get rid of all of those, and if I can condense all those sort of colourful palettes into 1 or 2 or 3 build your own palettes, I've effectively gotten rid of 77 palettes. That's crazy. So I would have gotten rid of 4 tubs this big, like drawers this big, and a drawer in my desk, to just a drawer in my desk. Anyway, hopefully that was sufficient enough for the people that likes declutters. Good, I had to do it, I had to make some space. I need a little bit more organization. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.